Hi dear students, today we are going to deal with the topic immunity from the chapter Human Health and Diseases. And we already learned in our lower classes about the two types of immunity. So what are the two types of immunity and what do you mean by immunity? So immunity is our protection or the ability to protect or fight against any infections or microorganisms is known as immunity. Okay, so it is the ability of the immune system to fight the disease causing organisms. That means the foreign organisms which is entering to the body. Okay, there are two types of immunity. One is innate and another one is acquired. So we will see what is innate immunity and acquired immunity. So innate immunity means that by birth itself a person will be having that immunity in them. Okay, so acquired means through their lifetime they adapt it or they acquire it. So that is known as acquired immunity. So both the types of immunity we will be discussing in detail. So first we will discuss about innate immunity. So what is innate immunity? It is the non-specific defense present at the time of birth. Okay, that is already by birth itself it is there, the immunity in the body. Okay, it provides barriers to the entry of foreign agents to the body. That means it will prevent the entry of foreign microorganisms or agents to the body. So barriers are of four types that we must know. Okay, what are the barriers? One is physical barrier, next is physiological barrier, then cellular barrier and cytokine barrier. So we will explain what are these type of barriers. So first one is the physical barrier. So physical barrier includes the skin. Yes, the skin that prevent the entry of foreign bodies. And next is the mucus coating. Mucus coating in our lining of our respiratory system, then gastrointestinal region and urinogenital tracts to trap microbes. So these mucus coating and skin will act as a physical barrier to prevent the entry of foreign bodies. Then next is physiological barriers. It includes or they prevent the microbial growth like the gastric HCl. We know that in the stomach HCl, hydrochloric acid, is present which will prevent the growth of microorganism or which will kill the microbes which enters along with the food to the stomach. Then saliva which is there in the mouth. Yeah. Then the tear glands or the tears which will prevent again the microbial growth. So these are the physiological barriers. Then comes cellular barriers. So cellular barriers includes the phagocytes. Okay. So what are the phagocytes? Like WBC, white blood cells. The examples are neutrophils or polymorphonuclear leukocytes, that is PMNL. PMNL, polymorphonuclear leukocytes. Okay, then monocytes and natural killer, that is the lymphocytes, macrophages. So these are the phagocytes. So this will act as a cellular barriers. Then comes cytokine barrier. So what are the cytokine barrier? See, when a person is infected or the viruses infects a person cell. Okay, so infect a person cell. So that cell which has been infected by the virus, they secrete a cytokine protein. Okay, for example, what is that? A virus when it get infected to a cell. Okay, then they produce or they secrete a cytokine protein called interferon. Interferon, and it protects the non-infected cells from further viral infections. Do you understood? Yeah. For example, here you can see this is the cell which is being attacked. You can see here the virus getting attacking this cell. Okay, so when this cell get attacked by the virus, they will release or they will secrete a cytokine protein known as interferon. Okay, that will be released. So that interferon will protect the remaining cells from getting infected by the virus. Okay, So this is cytokine barriers. So what are the 4 barriers we studied? That is physical barriers, then physiological barriers, then cellular barriers and cytokine barriers. Then comes acquired immunity. So what are acquired immunity? Yeah, so acquired, which is been acquired through the lifetime. Yeah, so pathogen specific immunity developed during lifetime. Innate was by birth itself, here it is developed during the lifetime. So here also it can be of different types, we will be discussing. So it is characterized by the memory, that is during the first encounter of a pathogen, body produces primary response in low intensity. A second encounter of the same pathogen causes a secondary response in high intensity. See, actually, acquired immunity, one simple common example which we are discussing from our lower class is about the chicken pox. Yes, so chicken pox, once the virus enters the body, the person will be getting the disease, right? But they develops the antibodies. That means they are acquiring immunity against that particular virus, right? But when the second time when the same virus comes, the body starts to fight against it. Actually, that is an acquired immunity. Okay. Then primary and secondary immune responses are carried out with B lymphocytes, that is the B cells, and T lymphocytes. So what is this? T and B lymphocytes will study. So when a disease causing organisms enters the body, the primary response will be there. When it against the same organisms enters, secondary response will be there. So how these responses is happening in the body? So the B lymphocytes and the T lymphocytes carries these functions. So what is B lymphocytes? So B lymphocytes produce the antibodies to fight against that particular pathogen or microorganisms which has entered. Okay, so these are proteins to fight with pathogens. Pathogens means what? The disease causing microorganisms. Okay, so B lymphocytes produce the antibodies to fight against the pathogens. And what is the function of these T lymphocytes? These T lymphocytes helps the B lymphocyte to produce antibodies. T lymphocytes, that is T cells, will help the B lymphocytes to produce antibodies. Okay. Then comes the structure of antibody. An antibody has 4 polypeptide chain. Okay, here you can see, and the same is given in your textbook also, page number 151. Okay, structure of antibody is very important. And 2 light consists of 4 polypeptide chain, and 2 light chain and 2 heavy chain. That is been represented here H2L2. That means 2 heavy chain and 2 light chain. Okay, and the types of antibodies are IgA, IgG, IgM, IgE and IgD. These are different types of antibodies. So we'll see the structure. So this is the structure which consists of H2L2, that means heavy chain and light chain. So this is the light chain, and here these 2 are the light chain, and this is the heavy chain. Okay, this is the heavy chain, and these 2, only these 2, the here and here, these are the antigen binding site. That means the antigen means the microbes or the foreign particles which is entering will be binded or blocked here. Okay, in the antibody, these 2 regions. Okay, this is the structure of antibody molecule. And next is the types of acquired immune responses. Okay, so immune responses is of 2 types. One is humoral or antibody mediated response, or it is also known as antibody mediated immunity. Then short form is AMI. Humoral or antibody mediated response or antibody mediated immunity, AMI, and cell mediated response or cell mediated immunity, CMI. Okay, now we will discuss these 2 responses. So first is about the humoral or antibody mediated response or immunity, AMI. Okay, so it is a response mediated by the antibodies. Okay, so where are these? This is the response. That means any organism enters, definitely the body will produce the antibodies against it, right? So where are these antibodies found? So these antibodies are found in the blood plasma. So that is why it is also known as humoral immune response. Humoral means which is connected to, related to the blood. Okay, so that is the humoral or antibody mediated response means the immune response mediated by the antibody. That is why it is known as antibody mediated response. Then it is the this cell mediated immunity or cell mediated response or CMI. So it is the immune system or immune response mediated by the T lymphocytes or the T cells. Okay, it is the immune response mediated by the T lymphocytes or the T cells. So the body can differentiate self and non-self, and the CMI causes graft rejection. That means the body is having, for example, any graft or transplantation, any organ transplantation or a kidney transplantation. So you might have heard that the body will accept the organ and the patient will be recovered. Yeah, and certain cases will be there, the patient's body will reject within. That is why they will be kept isolated. They will be given more care. Yeah, they will be going on checking, doctors will be going on checking whether the body is accepting the organ which has been transplanted or the graft. Yeah, so the body has the ability to differentiate self, own whatever is being present, owns cells, and whatever is being that means the foreign which might have entered, that means foreign organs or anything which might have transplanted. So sometimes there is a chance that the cell mediated response or the CMI causes the graft rejection. That means they will not accept the graft or the transplanted organ and it will be rejected. Then comes the matching, that for any organs or any things to be transplanted, first you might have heard, yeah, the donor and recipient's blood should match each other, right? So the tissue matching and blood grouping matchings are essential before undertaking any graft or transplant. Okay, after this the patient has to take immunosuppressants all his life. That means his immune response may over of his immune response may cause the whatever transplanted or the graft to be rejected. Okay, so the tissue matching or blood grouping is very must in the case of any organ transplantation or graft. Okay, so matching donor with patients is must. So here you can see the blood details. That means recipient, if it is they are O blood group, the blood donor should be O. Yeah, this is O blood group, A, B and AB. Here recipient O, A, B and AB. So if the recipient is O, then the donor who can give the blood, O positive, O blood group can give the blood to them. Then if it is A, recipient is A, then the O and A can give. Then if the blood is B, then O and B can. Then if it is AB, all the types of blood. Okay, then comes the types of acquired immunity. It is active as well as passive. So active itself, it is of two types, natural and artificial, and passive is also of two types, natural and artificial. So we'll discuss now this in detail. So active immunity, that means active immunity under the acquired immunity. So what is active immunity? So it is the immunity in which antibodies are produced in the host body when the host is exposed to antigens. That means living or dead microbes or other proteins. It is a slow process and it is produced by two ways. So what does it mean? That active immunity in the sense that if, for example, any microbes or any antigen or any foreign particles if enters a body, the body will start producing the antibodies against it, right? Whether it is a dead suspension, dead microorganisms, or a living one, when it enters to a body, definitely the body will start producing antibodies against it, right? And it can be also of two types, that is natural and artificial. That means naturally, for example, if we get an infections by any microorganism, our body will generate antibodies against it. So it is happening naturally, right? No artificially, nothing is being done. Naturally, one disease is coming to a body, the body is reacting, that means antibody is being produced. But it can be artificially done also. That means immunization, that we already learned, right? That means the dead suspension of a particular microorganisms can be injected to the body, and the immunity can be, that means antibodies can be activated. So that is actually artificially doing, right? So that are the two types of active immunity, that is natural active immunity and artificial active immunity. Then comes passive immunity. Okay, so here ready-made antibodies are directly given to the body. Okay, and here types are again two types, natural passive immunity and artificial passive immunity. So what is natural passive immunity? From mother through the placenta, it reaches the fetus. Okay, then antibodies like IgA in colostrum into the infants. What is colostrum? The first milk, yeah, the first liquid which is coming through the breast after the delivery. So that is the colostrum, which is very antibodies are there in that. It is very important for the babies, the infants. That is why it is suggested that the first milk of the mother is very important for the child. Okay, so that is natural passive immunity. And what is artificial passive immunity? That is like anti-tetanus serum, ATS. So this is artificially being given. Then comes the immunization. So we already know what is immunization, right? So this is based on again memory of the immune system, and the two types, active immunization and passive immunization. So all of you know what is immunization, and always the government to support the immunizations. Yeah. Then active immunization or the vaccination. So in this, the preparation of vaccine, that is antigenic proteins of pathogens or inactivated pathogens, is introduced into the body, and it results in the development of antibodies. That means a particular dead suspensions is being injected to a body, the body will be generating or developing antibodies against that particular disease. Okay, so during actual infection, the body neutralizes the antigen. So if the living organisms when enters the same microorganism living, when it enters the body, already developed or already produced antibodies will fight against that, and it can be neutralized. That means the diseases will not occur to that particular person. And the vaccine also generate memory B and T cells. So they recognize the pathogens quickly. Okay, as it is been already activated antibodies. So they generate a memory B cells and T cells, which will recognize if the pathogen is same pathogen is coming next time. So you might have heard the very important and the famous polio vaccine, hepatitis B vaccine, DPT vaccines, etc. Then vaccines are produced by using DNA recombinant technology also. Yeah. Then passive immunization, again it is the direct injection of preformed antibodies or antitoxin. So it is been directly injecting the already developed antibodies to the body. So it is required for quick immune response. So it's not giving the dead suspension or the to activate the naturally the antibodies from the body. Directly here in this case, directly the antibodies are being preformed. Already formed antibodies are or antitoxins are introduced into the body through injections. Okay, so examples like tetanus, snake venom, etc. Then what is allergy? So allergy, it is an exaggerated response of immune system to some antigens seen in the environment. So most of you might be facing these problems where few are very allergic to like pollen grains or animals fur, and dust, and certain plants will be you will be allergic. So allergens, those are known as allergens, which cause allergies. Okay, so antibodies produced against the allergens are IgE type. Okay, so the antibodies produced against the allergens are IgE type. So an IgE binds on, the antibodies binds on the mast cell to release the chemicals like histamine and serotonin from them, and it results in the allergic reactions. So symptoms, all of you know what are the symptoms of this allergy: sneezing, water in eyes, then going on rubbing your eyes or water coming from the eyes always, then running nose, difficulty in breathing, wheezing, skin rashes. So these are the symptoms of allergy. Then determination of cause of allergy. So how to determine, how to find out the allergy, the patient is allergic to what? So the patient is exposed to or injected with very small doses of possible allergens, and the reactions are studied. That means if you have any allergies, if you are not able to find what is the actual which area or the which allergen is allergic to you, so to find out that, if you go, they will study by giving small doses of all types of allergens. Then if the body start reacting, they will find out and they will start studying about the reaction in the body. Then the treatment of allergy. So drugs like antihistamine, then adrenaline and steroids, that means which quickly reduce the symptoms of allergy. Then asthma is a respiratory disease due to allergy. Then modern lifestyle results lowering of immunity and more sensitivity to allergens. Yeah, that means immune system itself, that because of the lifestyle and because not a balanced food is not, people are not taking that, people are not taking the healthy food. So all these can reduce the immunity in a person's, in people's body, right? So these all are acting as a factors, the new modern lifestyles are acting as a factor for lowering the immunity in people. So many children in metro cities suffer from allergies and asthma due to sensitivity to the environment. Yeah, this is due to protected environment provided early in life. Then one thing is that pollution is going on, increasing day by day, which may be results of what? So many allergic diseases, right? Allergy, it can cause many of the disease. Then once the child is been given a proper environment, that means very much protected inside the house, and suddenly if the child is being taken to a place where it is been fully polluted area, and there is definitely a chance that the people will be getting the disease very fast. That is why we are suggesting always the children should play in the mud. They should move around their the places they have. They should not sit always inside the house. So they should be exposed to the environment what is being possible, so that their body develops their own immunity. Yeah, so once if they are given a chance to go somewhere else where it is being polluted or some areas, the body have the power to fight against those things. Yeah, so always if you are sitting in an AC room and sitting there always watching TV, mobiles, and if you are not exposed to any of the outside climate, definitely once the child goes out, there will be some problems, allergic problems. The body cannot fight with those climates. Then what is autoimmunity? So in higher vertebrates, the memory-based or acquired immunity evolved based on the ability to differentiate foreign organisms from the self cell. So the body, memory-based acquired immunity we already discussed, right? So the body can recognize which is the foreign organisms which is entering, what is there already in the body. So they can identify the cells which is been foreign as well as the own cells, right? So sometimes due to genetic and other unknown reason, the body attacks the cell. Yeah, the body will be attacking the cell, resulting in the damage to the body. So it is called autoimmune disease. Okay, so due to the body has the capacity, the memory based acquired immunity, the body has the capacity to recognize which is the foreign cells or which is the own cells, but due to some genetic disorder or maybe some unknown reason, yes, the body will be attacking their own self or cells. So auto, yeah, self, and resulting, what is that, resulting in the causing damage to the own body, and it is called autoimmune diseases. So one example is been given here, rheumatoid arthritis. Okay, so these are all about the topic immunity. I hope this is clear to you. Thank you.